Hey you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 62 review. So of course, before I get started, look down in the description below for the link to this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter. Now, that being said, this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter is basically, like, it can be broken down into three major parts. The first part being what the Phantom Troop are doing. The second part is being what the other guys are doing, meaning the guys who also follow the whole entire Batara thing. And then the third part is what Gold and Killua are doing. And that right there is the entire episode in three separate parts. Now, when it comes to the first part, the Phantom Troop, we see that Shalnark right now, he has discovered a few things about the quote-unquote game. One of the main things that he has discovered, is that A, Kurotopi's abilities do not work when it comes to copying cards, and B, that this is not an actual quote-unquote game. This island, Greed Island, actually exists in the real world. It exists in the real world, and now the goal is to get this card called the God's Eye. And with the God's Eye, they're going to be able to actually view the actual cards and what they do from 0 to 99. And the thing here is that with the God's Eye, they're going to be able to know which cards to quote-unquote steal once they attempt to, come in from the real world. Because that's what they do. They're Phantom Troop. And the thing here is that, basically that's the entire thing. Where we have Shalnark, Kurotopi, and Shizuku. And they're right now gonna go and find Sphinx and Phaeton. And Sphinx and Phaeton themselves have been going around killing Nen users who have, like actual players who have spell cards and yada yada yada. And right now, in 1 week's time, they're gonna go and meet up in Macedora once they have collected enough cards and once they know what to do. And when they come and try and invade the Greed Island in like a real world sense, which they will try. Now, because that's what they do. Like, they're Phantom Troop. They steal shit, and that's the whole entire thing right there. When it comes to the other guys, the other guys that follow Batara and Tetsugera and all that shit. Well, basically, right now, what they're doing is that they are following these people who have the desire to complete the game, and these people right now, they have collected 40 spell cards. All 40 spell cards. And the goal here is to trade in all 40 of these spell cards for this card for this card called Breath of Angel. And Breath of Angel is a double S card where you can only where I think like one of the only ways you can get it is via trading in all 40 spell cards. Now the thing here is that it's a very rare card. And they want to protect it with another spell card called Prism. So that's their goal right now. Like, their goal is to actually, memorize the 40 spell cards. Trade in the 40 spell cards for Breath of Angel. And then obtain Prism to protect the Breath of Angel double S card. And that's what the goals are for those guys right now. And then when it comes to the main party, Gon, Killua, and now Biscuit. Well, basically, things start off in the episode where we see them collect that sword from the actual Junkin, from the actual, from the tournament of rock, paper, scissors. But it wasn't being stolen by these guys who, like, pack Gon and Killua. And then they go on their journey towards Macedora. Like, right now, the goal is Macedora, so they can collect all these spell cards, so they can be prepared for the game in full. But the thing here is that they collect the map, and then they're being tailed by Biscuit. Now, Biscuit, she asks to join them, but Killua's like, no, fuck you. And then they go on their way. And then Biscuit, she's pissed off. So she decides to tail them in full. And then she tails them, and then we see Gon and Killua. They proceed to the mountains, where they be, quote-unquote, attacked by bandits. And then after the bandits, who wind up, well, basically, like, they're actually good guys in a way, like, they're in-game characters, and they were sick, and they need money, so Gon and Killua give them money, and then we have one of the guys, like one of the kids who's in bed, he feels cold and shit, and then his father's like, oh well, we need some clothes, and Gon and Killua, they give the people, the bandits, their clothes so the kid can be warm again, and at the end of the day, they get nothing, but you know, at the end of the day, they get nothing. And then they're like, you know what, fuck this shit. Now we're broke. Now we have, like, you know, we lost clothes and now we're broke, basically. So right now they're gonna go and so right now we see them running down the mountain to fight against the monsters. All right. And Biscuit, she's tailing them, and Biscuit continues to follow Gon and Killua. Once they reach the actual end, where like once they reach the rocky plain area, they dive right in. They're automatically fighting against Cyclopses, like weird furry dudes, like these giant, like fucking whatever lizards, and like some weird horse, and like so like they're fighting all these monsters. And the thing here is that at first they're successful. But then after a while, against fighting more complex, more more unique monsters, they have a much harder time dealing with them. And in most cases, they just run away. And the thing is that Biscuit, she's pissed off. She's pissed off because she sees the potential in both Gon and Killua. She sees it, but they're wasting their potential. And the way she sees it is that if Gon and Killua meet stronger Nen users in this game, then they will die. And so now what happens is that Biscuit has now decided to actually train Gon and Killua in learning their Nen. And I mean, this is actually a fairly good area to actually train because like it's fairly rocky. There's monsters here where you can actually train and hone your Nen skill. And Biscuit Kruger, which is her full name, Biscuit Kruger, she is like 40 plus years old. Actually, no, she's over 50. Yes, she's over 50 years old. And she is a pro hunter. And right now, she wants to go train Gon and Killua so they can hone their Nen skills. And that's right there. That is where the episode ends. So overall, the episode was actually fairly simple. The structure was, again, those three main things. Phantom Troop, other guys, Gon and Killua, and Biscuit. And at the same time, now we're going to see Gon and Killua train their Nen skills, and so they can hone their skills and be successful in this game even further. Because there will be stronger people, stronger opponents who are going to test their Nen abilities to the limits. And so we're going to see Gon and Killua and their progress. And that's it. Like that's fairly it. We're not gonna see like the full-blown training because it does take like a few weeks or months. I'm not too sure exactly, but whatever. And now know that Greed Island in fact exists in the real plane. It is not an actual digital game. It's real. Greed Island is real, and the Phantom Troop are coming. Why? Because they're takers. They take shit. Okay, with no remorse, no mercy. So yeah, that's it. I'm done. King of Lightning, be sure to, of course, and the rating for this episode is going to be... It was okay. It was okay. I mean, granted, you know, seeing Biscuit now start to train Gon and Killua, that's actually a really good thing. And now, no, I'll give it good. I'll give it good mainly because of Shadow Arc explaining how the game was actually real. It's a real game. Like, it's actually like in the real world. And that means that if it's in the real world, you can enter the island via other means aside from just entering via the game. And Phantom Troop, they want in. They want in on all the prizes. All the prizes. So I'm done. King of Lightning. Be sure to, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And I'm signing out. Peace. Have a nice day.